So we're here talking about the 2024 Mustang. When's it going to hit the dealership?
I am so excited
Okay.
for this. We have said early summer,
Okay.
and we are still on target for that. Summer starts, the summer solstice is June 21st. So early summertime, the first ones will start hitting the dealerships. And we're excited, and we can't wait from not only the Dark Horse, but the EcoBoost or the GT and GT Performance package for the customers at the dealerships to be able to go in and get them.
Absolutely.
It's a lot of fun.
And so, like, back in 2015, the styling was a little bit of a departure from the traditional Mustang.
Yep.
2018, you had some revisions. The 2024, same basic shape, but a lot of technology updates. Could you go into a little bit of that?
Yeah, and let me talk a little bit about the design first. What we wanted to do, and Chris Walters and Joel Love, who are chief designer and then the Mustang designer, Joel's a Mustang owner. Chris Walters is a Mustang owner.
Right.
Chris worked on the Gen 6s and the Gen 5s. Our interior designer has worked on Gen 5, 6, and 7. So what we wanted to do is foundationally represent all 6 generations previous, and then be forward-looking in a more edgy and sexier design, so that we can get more kids his age interested in it from the get-go. Because as this audience, like the boomers are getting on there, we need to bring in a new audience to be enthusiasts to do the stuff at Carlisle here. Like, Lance and the family here at Carlisle brings 3,500 Ford products here. We have to get the younger generation involved.
Absolutely.
And to do that, unmistakably Mustang, looks fast standing still, and edgy and sexy to be able to draw in that younger audience. And we think we hit a home run with it.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I was out there for the Mustang Stampede.
Yep.
Made the drive from Connecticut.
Yep.
Got the invitation. That was,
what
a way to introduce that. Are you going to see a lot more of the experiential marketing going forward?
So, I mean, if you see like what we do, on my GT350s and my 500s and my Mach 1s, we've had the Ford Performance Racing School Track Attack experience. Right?
Okay.
With the purchase of the vehicle comes a day to drive in our cars with professional instructors, which is truly experiential. The Bronco team has done a great job with the Bronco Off-Rodeo. 4 locations across the country where you get to come in and experience it so that you can feel confident in the technology that we've delivered.
Right.
And so we're always looking as a company to include in growing that experiential nature.
Okay. Very good. And as far as the Dark Horse, obviously top of the line as far as the performance models.
Yep.
That's a hot car. For people that are doing an occasional track experience, high performance driving, what does the GT, even the EcoBoost, offer that's going to give you that experience to get you out on the track? Like, I had the old Brembo package in the S197.
So, when you do your high performance driving, right? This isn't like a full-on racetrack racing the car.
No,
right?
absolutely
That's not what you do.
It's a weekend.
A lot of the folks do different things than what we used to do, right? So at one point in time, it was car shows and drag strips and road courses.
Right.
Well, now it's time attack, it's road rallies, it's cone courses, it's drifting, it's drag strip, and it's road course. And that 7th generation Mustang has built in all of those flavors. So whether you grab the EcoBoost or all the way up here to the Dark Horse, there are product characteristics and attributes in that. Like we have a drift brake.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like a drift brake in the factory car. Vaughn and Chelsea helped design it. They have both won this year in the Formula Drift in the 7th generation Mustangs. They're out there with the engineers on the proving ground, literally dialing in the brake bias and the millibars to make this car be able to do drifting.
Right.
And those are some of the things that can be experiential in a way that you can pick your flavor and the vehicle that you want to do.
Absolutely. And some of the stuff, I don't know how you get past the bean counters, the drift brake, the line lock,
the lawyers
years ago.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They are track use only.
Right.
It has to be user selected. When the user selects it, it does pop up and we say track use only. And we really want to encourage, this is not stuff that you're going to be doing day to day as you leave your house and go to Costco. But when in the right environment, a Mustang should be capable of doing it. And so line lock, launch control, drift brake, track mode, active exhaust, all of those.
That's for everyday use. The active exhaust, I'm okay with that.
Well, remember, when you go to the track mode, some of the decibel ratings are above what your city might offer, so it does pop up as track use only on the draft mode too. But yeah, so the company understands, both from a financial and an engineering and a lawyer and a marketing people, that we have to deliver some of those things that are uniquely Mustang, that only Mustang can deliver, and still be safe about it.
Very good. So with going out the Mach 1, you were saying you had the racing school experience. Is that going to continue on with the Dark Horse?
We haven't announced anything, but we're always doing, like I said, is we're looking at those unique experiences that we can provide, and hopefully we have something fun for customers to do on this 7th generation Mustang. Okay.
Now, performance-wise, we're about the 20th anniversary of the old Terminator Cobra.
Yeah, the 0304 was my first car that I took on track with Ford. I did do a dyno pull. I did do the Bondurant, the old Bondurant school. In the early years with Ford, I was part of that program as well. But the first one that I did in SVT Owners Association, when we used to do the 10 track days, 9 in the States and 1 in Canada, Terminator was the first car that I really enjoyed beating on. I did get a chance to run the Cobra R, but I spent more time in the Terminator. That Terminator was really important to Mustang. That was that first independent rear suspension in there, right? The supercharged V8. And that clutch, man. We have come so far in technology. My left leg
you're not kidding.
Used to get expanded in it. And I know a lot of friends who put on unique blowers on it to take up the horsepower and had fun with it. But, we're not looking backwards. We're standing on that foundation and looking forward.
So looking forward, do you think we may ever see a return of the Cobra? Maybe, I know the aftermarket, Roush is doing it, Saleen's doing it. Might we ever see a factory Coyote with a supercharger?
We are always investigating the things to do, and the Ford Performance Parts team loves playing with it, especially when we get the 7th gen out the door, and then can begin to do some of those things post-title. I'm sure there's going to be lots of fun things that are out there.
I just saw the Hot F-150 that was released this week. Along those same lines.
I think
with the hot rodding.
I think they brought one over here.
I'll have to check that
out.
out.
I have to look. I know they drove one of them down here, but so I mean, we're always looking at the things to do through our Ford Performance Parts team, and then of course the aftermarket and SEMA, and some of our folks from the Steedas and the Shelbys and the RTRs. Like RTR's already launched. Vaughn's already launched his Spec 2 on the 7th generation.
Yeah, we were checking that out when we walked over here. Beautiful car.
Yesterday he was doing drifting on the pad.
Oh, we missed
giving rides. We drew some of the kids to actually get a chance to ride in it, which was a lot of fun. The picture I should show you, the young girl, she was from a technical vocational school. And we invited the kids out from the school to come out here and do things. And
that's great.
Fun. And so we put her into the passenger seat. And as she gets up and she's taking off her helmet, her face is like this. It's like, changing hearts and minds one lap at a time.
So speaking of the technical schools, it seems like for a lot of times they were pushing college. A lot of the vocational schools, the technical, you don't see a lot of that field coming out. As far as Ford employing people with the vocational skills, is that you see a need for that? Yeah,
and there is. We have the Ford Asset Program that is not only for technicians, but those who are invested in automobile. They're actually, the Asset School team is here, I think right over here. We brought them here to, because this is a target-rich environment for those type of people who are interested. The Carroll Shelby Technical College, which is supported by the Carroll Shelby Foundation, has a 2-year accredited program that they put people for scholarships through. So between Ford and Shelby and our local dealers, we're always looking for good talent. There was a gentleman here yesterday who was 20, turning 21, who is just finished the 2-year program. He's ACE certified and what we call STST certified from the Ford dealers. And that is a skill nobody can ever take away from you. So whether you do that in the beginning and then you go out and you run a shop or you do something completely different, that is a skill set that you will always have. And that's always something that, Ford is looking to support, because we're going to need people throughout the time, from engineers, mechanics, and people who put the cars together.
Absolutely. Great cause.
Cool.
Very good. Can I just get a quick walk around of the car?
Yeah. So this is the all-new 2024 7th generation Dark Horse. It was the Mustang you didn't see coming. So if you look up on Google and you search the word Dark Horse, one of the definitions you get is the horse you didn't see coming. and unusual for Ford, we actually kept a really good secret, and nobody knew about it until September 15th at Hart Plaza,
Right.
where we got to come up and see the cars being unveiled. So with this Dark Horse, unique front fascia, splitter here, front splitter for the handling package, air ducts through there to do the cooling for the oil cooler, the tranny cooler, the rear axle cooler that actually pulls up from the back. And then the radiator in here that is made of a unique material, lighter weight, that still delivers the cooling that you need. Underneath the hood, 500 horsepower, naturally aspirated dual air intakes through a dual throttle body to help you utilize that 7,000 plus RPM redline that helps you generate that 500 horsepower or 100 horsepower per liter. So as you're going around, the engine is what makes you go. You got to go, stop, and turn, right? So you come around on here, and you see that we did the 6-piston Brembo brakes. Working with Brembo, this is a unique color for the appearance package on a 13.9-inch rotor with the hub-on-spoke rotor that gets the air through there. All new Pirelli P0s that help uniquely drive the traction designed for this Dark Horse vehicle. So it's always good if you can go, stop, and turn. And all new in 2024 for the 7th generation Dark Horse. Our interior with our new 13.2-inch and 12.4-inch screens that are digitally interactive and powered by the Unreal Gaming technology. So it is instantly generating those images and able to be personalized to make it your Mustang. So the younger audience who's playing over there with the camera, the electronic camera, and all the stuff in there, the younger audiences like to personalize their technology, right? How do you draw them in? Let them personalize their driving and appearance and performance technology through this interface. And when we focus group this with the younger audiences, they really appreciated it. Coming around to the back on the performance package, you have the performance package raised rear wing with the gurney flap that increases the downforce, the larger than life, first time forward facing Mustang on a logo on a Mustang, along with these massive quad black exhaust tips that give you that throaty, gurgle, burble V8 that you really want out of an internal combustion engine. And that is the all new 2024 Dark Horse.
Great, thank you. Got a couple of quick revs?
Yeah. I should do the remote rev. Yeah.
All right, take my money.